Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. As I said before, we were gonna bring on some guests for coffee and van chats, and this week I bring you Chris Creed, who's not only the director of Gateway Development Team, but he's also a father of 8, and he's got a weight loss journey that you're gonna love to hear. So please sit back and enjoy. Let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome to the first episode of Coffee and Van Chats. I am John and I'm here with Chris Creed. Chris Creed is the owner of Gateway Harley Davidson, as well as a family of like 50. And so, yeah, let's get into it. So how are you doing, Chris?
What's up, John? Thanks for having me. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, no worries. So, yeah, how's everything going at home, and how's everything going with Gateway? Let's just hear about it.
Oh, it's good. Well, to clarify, though, we don't own Gateway Harley Davidson anymore. We sold that in 2016. We kept the name of that on the team for a couple of years until last year when we decided to change it to Gateway Devo. Just everybody knew us as the Gateway Harley guys. So we kept Gateway because it's just Gateway to the west is what St. Louis is known for. So, but everything's good, man. We've been just busier than ever at home.
Sweet.
Getting into stuff that I have no idea how to do, like building things and all that kind of stuff. And it's been fun, backbreaking, but
for sure. Yeah. So you've kind of put together this team that's like almost the most, not only is your team to me underrated, but like the riders themselves. Cause like you look at like Sepp Kuss, like nobody's heard of that guy really until he joins you guys. Next thing you know, he's winning stages of Redlands and whatever else, and now he's in the World Tour. George Simpson, another great one. But you even have like even some of the lower level ones weren't really low level, like Isaiah Newark. Like, tell me a little bit of how you pick up that talent, how you come across these guys, and how you develop them.
Well, it's we started back in 2010, so we've been doing this for 10 years, and it was my old coach and mentor Jim Schneider. Coached us as juniors, and he's very successful, 40 years coaching. And my old teammate Josh Favis, we all came together with our wife's blessings to do this for 3 years.
Awesome.
And it's
some
now
super
been
wives.
10. And really the key behind the riders that we get, it all comes from Jim. He interviews each and every rider, and we get them from referrals, because the guys will recommend, hey, I got this friend who's looking for a ride, and, they're not going to bring on some jerk. They're going to bring on somebody that's a good fit for the team. And it's, we've found so many good guys like that. Isaiah specifically was a guest rider. We picked him up. He was looking for a ride. We did it for one race. And we're like, holy cow, he's all right. He's definitely fits. He's on the team. Yeah. Ethan Overson's another one out in Tucson. He guest rode for Sahila last year, and just an amazing kid and fits. But really, it's Jim doing the interviews, the phone interviews, and the kids, they hold each other accountable on the program to live up to our expectations, and it just keeps getting better and better and better. And, I mean, we started out a little rough, like anybody would, and everybody has. And it's just snowballed into the level of character of rider that comes through our program is extremely, extremely high.
Yeah, it almost seems like you guys pick up talent and they're like right on the cusp of that, like, are they pro yet or what are they? And like the level of your guys' team, I don't think has ever faded, at least since I've been in the sport. Like, it's been super impressive. I mean, even this year you picked up the national champion, road race national champion. He was going to wear the Stars and Stripes this year. And so like, to me, that's super impressive that you're able to do that. But just to kind of segue, like with the current situation that we're in, like how are you guys staying motivated due to COVID and all that kind of craziness?
Well, we get some really super badass products from our sponsors that drop.
Awesome. Yeah.
We just had new bike day this week. And so that was super exciting. And then,
cool.
They're getting into the Zwift thing. It's
awesome.
It was a little tough to get into it first. Some of them had never done it, and as you know, the racing's so freaking hard.
I don't do much of the Zwift racing. I'm not only am I too big, but I'm definitely too big for Zwift racing. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard, but they've been doing that. And
Okay.
these Zoom calls are cool. We've been doing a group ride on Monday nights with Power Up. That's Jim's
Oh,
business,
awesome.
Power Up Cycling. And the guys hop in there, and that way the locals or whoever's on the ride, they're not locals, but whoever's on the ride can chat with them. So that's been a lot of fun.
Sweet. So you said new bike day. What bikes are you guys riding? Like what's going on there?
Trek Amanda ALR.
Yeah.
It's super sweet with SRAM Force ETAP axis. I mean,
sweet. We'll post up a picture of that like right here. So you guys can check that out.
They're freaking sweet, man.
That's awesome.
They really took over. You know, we started off with them back in 2012, I believe. Okay. And we got some stock bikes. And then all of a sudden they wanted to go custom. We got to do custom colors. Sweet. And then in the very beginning, it was funny. Kevin Livingston, he helped us get the team off the ground. He's actually the person that connected us with Matt Shriver at Trek. And he said, we had the Harley dealership at the time. We were Gateway Harley Davidson Trek. And he's like, let's do flame bikes. And I'm like, for some reason, I did not want to do flames on my bikes, even though flames are like super cool. And I'm like, nah. So we didn't for a couple of years. And then finally in 2016, I'm like, all right. And this is after we had been, I didn't think we were good enough to rock flames out in the Peloton.
Wow.
You know?
That's impressive to hear this. Cause like, I remember seeing the bike and being like, you have to be pretty good to pull that off.
And so 2016 rolled around. I'm like, all right, we're ready to rock this thing. And so we did it. And it was a huge hit. Everybody loved it. Yeah. You could see us coming a mile away because we had the bright yellow and orange flames on the front. And so that was fun. We did that for a couple of years. And then last year Trek decided to take it up a notch and hand over all the design aspects of our kit and our bikes to Micah Moran, who designs for Segafredo or all the Trek's teams, downhill mountain bike team, and all those guys, men's and women's teams. And so Micah single-handedly took it over and has designed last year's kit and bike to match, and then same with this year, and just kills it. He's such a talent. And coincidentally, he's from my hometown, Springfield, Missouri.
Oh, sweet.
I had no idea. He worked at the same bike shop that I worked at when I was a kid.
Oh, awesome.
Kind of crazy. Yeah.
Well, cool. So not only are you bike racer dad, and not only is the Creed family just a bike racer family, but you have like a family of your own. Like how many kids do you have? Like
we currently have 8 children.
8 children. And you recently just had another, right?
Yeah, that's our 8th, Jude. Yeah.
Oh man.
4 months old. So he's the only one not riding a bike right now. Actually, the bookends, my oldest daughter, Aubrey, and Jude, the baby, they don't ride. Everybody else likes to ride.
Well, that's cool. Yeah. So not only do you run a team of like 10 guys, right? And then you run a family, or you're with a family of 8, you know, because I'm assuming Renee she's the powerhouse. You just kind of.
Oh yeah. She's the boss. She's the smart one. She's the driving force. She's the driving force behind all of pretty much everything that we do.
Awesome, man. Well, that's super cool. So let's talk about that. Like, how do you balance that time? Like, are they coming to races with you, or like, how's that time management for you?
Yeah, there is no balance, man. It's and that's a struggle. We all fight with that. And at times you think that you can get it right and you can spend this much time, but in reality, it's like, okay, I'm going to spend as much time as possible on the team, developing the team, getting the riders, getting sponsorship, whatever. And then, well, something's got to give, because, I can't do the work around the house, or I can't be the perfect dad or the perfect husband, or I can try to be the perfect dad and husband. And then the team's going to suffer a little bit, or work, or whatever. And you just got to in my mind, you just have to make the most of every single day, and you got to pick your battles. And like in our house, laundry is the losing battle. It's just a mountain of clothes always.
Yeah, always.
And it's like, it's just low priority. Sometimes changing light bulbs, if I've got a burnout light, it can take months to get changed, because it just is so far down the priority list that it's like I'll have to get to that. I got a toilet paper hanger and a bathroom that's been sitting there for 3 weeks just to put up. I'm like, and I see it every time I go to the bathroom. I'm like, why am I not hanging that up? I just haven't had the time. And it's, and my wife, like I said, I wasn't kidding. She's the driving force behind this. That's something she can't stand to hear, is I don't have time to do it. Because you just make time, and you just do
the time. Yeah,
and
for
so
sure.
we just have to do what you can.
No, and for sure, like, to be clear, guys, whoever's watching this, I mean, this guy is super close with his family. All I do is see him post videos of his sons riding bikes and doing crazy things and running all over his big yard. So he does put in the time and put in the work. So it's super impressive. And not only does he put in the time for that, but Creed used to have this dad bod going on. And he got hooked up with the guys at First Form, and it looks like he's shedded a few pounds. And not only is he shedded, but he's kept it off. And so what's your secret to all the dads out there who are saying they don't have the time? And yeah.
Well, there's so many people that put down social media and talk bad about social media. And this is one of the shining examples of it. You specifically are one, because that's how I found you and found your story. And I was amazed by where you came from and where you're at now. And I was like, holy cow.
Oh, thanks,
and
man.
that was right during my transitional period. I mean, I was 230 pounds and I literally had pretty much given up. Like, I'm just going to be fat. I'll try and ride my bike and do what I can, but I gotta, I put up a good fight. I put up a good fight, with having all these kids and being so busy. I'm like, I'm finally just giving up. And then just one morning, I'm like, October 2nd, 2018, actually. And I was like, this is stupid. There's no reason to keep going like this. And so I started just I found Joe Wicks on YouTube. He's the British guy that's doing PE. Like, he's England's PE teacher virtually now.
Oh, okay.
And
I got to look into that. I haven't heard of him.
Yeah, he's had like millions of kids doing PE workouts online.
Oh, wow.
And it's just amazing. And all the money he's raising through YouTube, he's giving back to the schools in England.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's crazy. But so I started doing these little HIIT workouts, the little 20-minute workouts. I'm like, it's short, intense, and I liked it. And then started shedding some pounds. And then all of a sudden, I came across Andy Frisella on podcast. There was a big Gary Vee guy, and he had Andy on his show, I believe, one time, where they talked. I'm like, who's this guy? I happened to be in the Trek shop here in town. And I'm talking to George, the manager at the time. I'm like, have you heard of this Andy Frisella? He's like, yeah, I play hockey with his brother. Their whole family's awesome, man. You got to check them out. So I went, and the funny thing is they were right around the corner from my Harley shop, and which we were at since 2007. And they were actually in my store, set up displaying in 2014. I wasn't there. I was at a kid event at their school. Yeah. So, and I had no idea what First Form was, never heard of them. So I started investigating them. And I'm like, holy cow, look at these guys. And I started seeing these stories of 400-pound dudes that lost 200 pounds. And they're such an amazing, I'm not sponsored by them. I don't get anything free from them. Except the photo shoots and videos that they've done, which are amazing, but
which are super cool. Yeah.
They're just real people that want to, they're a company that they have it totally figured out. They want to help people, real people. Yeah. And because they have the big buff dudes and girls, that are like, holy cow, that's not me. But sure. Then you see the real people that they're helping, and they get free coaching away, and they talk about eating real food first, putting the work in, and then they have supplements and they have protein powder and all that kind of stuff that you're going to end up buying probably. So but their whole goal is to be real and help people. And so there again, all the community that I've become involved with online, I started started posting videos and started talking, and mainly I was talking to myself about, don't give in, put the work in. You've got time. You just have to make time. You got to make it a priority. And then all of a sudden I started getting people responding and commenting to me and asking for advice and asking for help. I'm like, holy cow. So I'm nowhere on the level of the First Form people that are out there doing this for a living, but it's like, wow, this is cool. And so that helped motivate me to keep dropping and keep going and stay on track, and then keep posting stuff. And, and it's like anything, I've had ups and downs. I'm up a little bit right now, unfortunately, but
everybody's got COVID-19, 19 pounds, right? Is that what we're saying? So it's like, it's okay. Just embrace it.
Yeah. But like you said, the behaviors that I picked up they call it the My Transformation Challenge, and the behaviors that I picked up are still there. And so I know that what I need to do, and I'm very aware of the amount of food I'm eating. I'm aware of what kinds of food I need to eat. I know what I shouldn't be doing.
But everybody needs that time. And I think that's what's been so great about this like quarantine, especially like for a guy like me, and even for a guy like you, it's like just taking a step back. Like and this is crazy, like I haven't even spent this much time with my wife in one single year since we've been married. Now, mind you, we've only been married for like 2 or 3 years, but still, like, I mean, most people are like taking vacations and doing all that craziness. I've never done that.
Right.
You know, just like training and whatever else. And I mean, for you, probably like your weekends are sucked if you're not at an NRC race, you're at a local race supporting whatever local guys are there. But you've also had athletes live with you too from time to time, like for summer, like international athletes, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah. We always have anywhere from 2 to 6 guys in the house, or the full team at race time. So it's not that bad. I mean, when you have this many kids, it's already crazy. And so
like kind of counterbalances it.
Yeah. And when you add cool bike racers, like cool in my kids' eyes, they think it's the best thing ever. And then the guys always go out and play with the kids and entertain them.
Awesome.
And the guys like to ride my kids' dirt bikes, their motocross bikes, the little ones. Yeah. You see Brian and Dennis ripping around on those. And so it's actually a funny story. We were coming back from a dealer show, and we were in Minneapolis, and we got a call, and Carson Lang, Dennis Ramirez, and Brian Gomez, I believe, were the 3 that were at our house with our babysitter and our kids. And
that's the best part about this. I kind of want to pause that for a second, is the fact that you have these adult bike racers, or, teenage bike racers that are old enough that could probably stay by themselves, but they're still a babysitter. Like Creed's smart enough to be like, I'm definitely getting a babysitter for this situation.
Oh yeah. Cause they're still young and crazy guys, but, we get a call on our layover in Minneapolis, and one of our boys, Zane, had run over Rocky's arm and broke it, and they had to splint it. They like made a cardboard splint and took him to the emergency room, and that was pretty crazy. But,
that is brutal.
Yeah.
That is brutal. Well, at least we know that they'll at least try, and they'll splint it with cardboard. So, well, cool, man. So how much weight have you actually lost? Like, cause and I'll post some photos here in a second of dad bod to transformed bod, but like how much weight in total have you lost?
It was just over 30 pounds. So
30 pounds.
Yeah. I mean, I think at my lowest, I got down to 195. And then it just, I fluctuate around that 200 pound range right now. I'd really like to get down to 185 and be fast again, but that would take a level of commitment that I'm like, I don't know. I feel pretty good around 200 and it doesn't, it's not too crazy,
Yeah. And you and I both know, like, there's like a limit, right? Like, so like our bodies will, like, once we lose the weight, like the excessive weight that we have, once our bodies get down there, we can kind of hover and play this balancing act at that weight. So like for me, mine's 210. And that's like that balancing act. But when I hit race season and I'm like really focused, I can get down to 195 if I'm like really, really focused. But yeah, I think it's like that balancing act, because the moment you quit that diet and start to try to maintain it, you just like see the scales creep up and you're like, dang it, this is happening again.
Dude, I remember the first time I saw you and I was like, holy shit, he's thick.
I was a thick boy. Yeah. And I probably was even lean. Like, I don't even, because like, just so you guys know, I think I met Creed once, maybe. I think it was at Gateway is where we like officially met. And this was when I was riding for Texas Roadhouse, but there was this like, there was a time where I was weighing 300 pounds, but I got down to like 220, and that's when I signed with Texas Roadhouse. But I was just getting my opportunity to ride with Team USA as well. And they pretty much looked at me and like, dude, you got to lose that 20 pounds. And I was like, all right. And I just did it. And the craziest thing, and you could probably attest to this, was eating. I just had to eat. Like, I tried to play that game of not eating, but really it was actually easier for me to lose weight eating than it was for me not eating, which I thought was nuts. But anyways,
my favorite post that I love of yours is all the food stuff and watching.
Yeah. You just have to eat. And I thought that was like the craziest concept. It was like, wasn't rocket science, just eat your food. But yeah, so what's on the docket now? Like what's up with Gateway? Like what are you guys getting into? I know that like the whole coronavirus kind of throws everything up in the air. Is it kind of like Zwift racing until this whole thing gets done and kind of just see what 2021 has to do? Or are you re-signing all the guys? Anybody new coming on? Or
Yeah, we will definitely keep our roster for 2020 to 2021.
Awesome.
And we hope we get to race.
Yeah.
I just don't know. I mean, there's dates being set, and even with the World Tour, but are the governments going to let the people do that? I heard yesterday that Major League Baseball is starting, but there's going to be a limit to people in the crowd, and the players can't spit on the field. Like, can you imagine a bike race? And I'm the worst at that. Like, I mean,
don't sweat, don't snot.
So I don't know. I'm hopeful that we get to have a training camp, get all the guys together, have Snowy Mountain Photography come down, do our photo shoot that we always do, and then hopefully get to go to some races. I mean, there's a handful of them that are picking dates, but we'll see. They're going to wait and see what sort of restrictions are placed on them, and if some of them are going to enforce social distancing and sanitization type stuff, then they're probably not going to happen. So e-racing for sure. And it's definitely, I mean, it's a fun way to do it. I mean, it's better than nothing at all. It's better than not racing, and the guys that are on it and know how to do it are good. So it's like, and I've, the guys are figuring it out. We've got a couple podiums and they've done well. So we'll see. And then, I don't know.
What's the next e-race? The Tour De Gila? Is that already going on?
Yeah, that starts tomorrow. They're doing with the team time trial on Friday, and then there's I believe I'd have to look at the Bible again, but there's a big Queen stage also. So, but that's even cool. That needs to be noted. Eric Hill from Project Echelon and the work that he's put in with this. He's just got a meetup going basically, and he's just trying to get some racing going so the races can be highlighted and our racers can get out there and race. And then he did such a great job with it. Zwift hopped on board or took them on, and now it's a real race, and who knows how far it's going to go. There could be, and there's going to be developments, technological developments that come out, and the way, I don't know. I'm definitely not smart enough to understand all of it, but I know that it's a way to get out there and stay active.
No, for sure. Yeah. That was like one of the scariest things, I think, especially for you guys that race the NRC calendar with, like, it's always a question mark if Redlands is going to happen for another year, or if Gila is going to happen for another year, or Joe Martin. So hopefully, this helps the race promoters in some way, in some form to keep those races for next year.
I mean, that's my biggest fear, is that if they are able to hold the races, but nobody shows up, or so because some of these races are year by year, and if they have an off year, that they might not be back next year. So but on the flip side of that, there is such a bright shining moment in all of this doom and gloom kind of, and it's all the people getting out on bikes. The bike shops are sold out of bikes. I mean, they're selling bikes that have been on their floors for years that they never thought they would sell, and people are coming out of the woodworks to ride bikes. So something else that Renee and I are working on is our Living Life on Two Wheels nonprofit, and it focuses on a couple different aspects. One is the All Kids Bike Initiative, which is getting kindergartners and first graders riding Strider bikes in PE class. It's part of the PE curriculum. And then building a bicycle park, big mountain bike park, and then putting bicycle playground features and pump tracks and things like that in all of our city parks around here where we live, because we want to grow riders. We want to start from when they're young. We want to get them, because my son Rocky was the only kindergartner that rode a bike in his class.
Wow, that's insane.
And so when I took a Strider bike up there, and I'm like, hey, this is this program. My wife and I went up there, and the kids came walking through the gym, and they were all like crazy excited about, oh, look at that. So they want to do it. They just weren't being given the opportunity by their parents because it's too easy to, go play.
So easy. Yeah. Here's
so.
here's an iPad. It's crazy seeing that too, like at restaurants.
Oh, yeah.
Like just like the iPad and the iPhone pandemic. That's the pandemic.
And I mean, our kids are no different. They will sit and play Fortnite forever if we let them. But we're like, no, we take the PlayStation away, get your asses outside and go play. And then they go do everything. So, so that's that could be a really good thing. We got an email from Bruce from Joe Martin the other day, and that was the end of his email. Was like, just think about how good this could be for American bike racing. This could, if all of a sudden we have a huge influx of riders coming in, I mean, who knows? We could have the next Greg LeMond in there.
You never know with that stuff. I mean, I think even, hopefully we can get him on here, but Justin Williams is kind of like in that same boat of like trying to get kids on bikes, teenagers on bikes, and just giving them the opportunity to ride and see if that's something that they would be into. So it's super impressive that you guys are doing that. Do you guys have a website and stuff for that where people can donate or help out in any way?
Yeah, it's livinglifeon2wheels.com. Either the number 2 or the word 2. And we have the team page up there as well.
From desktop 9GC3JKG.
Alexa decided to turn on. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no, it's cool. I get my Alexa turns on random as well. So,
but we have our team page up there as well. It's Living Life on 2 Wheels too. So,
cool. Yeah, and we'll put that down in the description below, so you guys can check that out, as well as some of the team page, as well as Creed's page. But yeah, so I don't want to keep you too long. So do you want to thank any sponsors or anybody? Or
yeah, well, I appreciate you having me on. I've always, seriously, I mean, when I discovered you, and I don't know how randomly I found you, but I'm like, wow, this guy's got an awesome story. And then I've just really enjoyed watching you hustle. You're trying all these new things, and I tried vlogging for a while and I really liked it, but the editing just killed me.
It's time consuming for sure.
But I love watching all the stuff you're doing. Now you're doing this, and it's like, this is again one of the things that if I had the time, if I could make the time, my wife's been on me forever to do a podcast, and I'm like, I need to do one. I bought my microphone 4 years ago to start a podcast, and I've never done one. And I'm like, and it's just, it's just whatever you can make time for. So it's impressive, and I really
thanks, man.
appreciate all your hard work, because it's a lot of work. So
yeah, I appreciate that. I think it's one of those things though, where it's like, you just kind of like, at least what I've figured out in this pandemic, it's like, you just got to do it. Just got to do it. Just got to. And even you said that to me. You like, when I started doing the vlogs again, because like I got inconsistent for a while, and you were like, dude, you just got to keep posting. Because one of your old athletes as well, we started kind of vlogging at the same time, Matt Zimmer. He just kept doing it. Next thing you know, he's got a couple thousand subscribers, and he's
but he stopped
trucking away.
And
he did stop.
And I'm like, dude, come on, because they were good.
Yeah.
Too. Like, come on.
Well, he was going a different route too. Like, I think he was doing his personal life, and then he started doing race videos, and then he thought he only could do race videos. But I actually like watching the personal life vlogs. I think that's super cool.
That was the hard thing for me, is because so they say you need to pick like a niche and stick with it. Yeah. But we have so many aspects to our lives. And so that's why I called it Creed's World. And I'm like, we're just going to go with that. But it's just so random. There's so much stuff going on. I can't hone in on one thing.
And I think that's what you kind of have to do is like, because even like some of the biggest vlogs, even Phil Guyman, like he vlogs his personal day to day, as well as like him talking next to a toilet paper roll, as well as him talking, of him, just like a video of him, GoPro, POV, point of view, up a climb. So I think he's just putting content out there. People will latch onto it if they like it. But other than that, hopefully Creed's World podcast would sound dope. Like, I just think that's cool. That's a cool last name. That's a cool name for a podcast. So hopefully we'll see that. But other than that, guys, thanks so much for watching. Thanks again, Creed, for jumping on with me and having a chat. And yeah, hopefully we can see these Gateway guys win Gila this week, and be sure to look out for that. Other than that, that's it. I'm out. Cheers.
Yeah.
Hey guys, thanks again so much for watching. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe. And if you like this video, make sure you hit the like button. And if there's a guest that you would like to see on my vlog, make sure you leave a comment down below with their name and let's get them on. Thanks so much. Peace.